Wilbur get revived.
I still kind of want to stay dark for it.
I'm just so in denial.
Yeah, no.
It's like, when a pet dies or a family member dies, like you go through the 5 stages of grief.
Mm-hmm.
How is it that we go through that and someone is revived? Like, it's just, it's life. You're not supposed to be in denial about life.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong
Yeah,
there.
we are.
This is episode 3, part 2, because we filmed this on the 29th of
Yeah,
April, but now we have to refilm it because it didn't save or whatever. So, episode 3 of the Crafting Lore podcast. And we're talking about the Ranboo lore from April 23rd, the Red Banquet, Foolish, and then Tommy's lore today. So, we can go back to Ranboo lore, because that happened the furthest back.
Oh, it seems so long ago.
I know, it seems
like weeks ago. Was it weeks ago or was it last week?
Last week.
A week.
Oh, it was last week?
A week and a half, almost 2 weeks ago, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, so much has happened.
Yes.
I was an illusion.
It when you think about it like that, when you look back at it, it feels like it goes so fast. But then when you're like in the moment, it's like, it's taking so long for more lore. But I don't know, it's...
Well, the thing is, we had so little for so long, and then we just got bombarded by lore for like 1 weekend.
Yes.
I'm like, what the heck is happening? Why are we getting so much lore?
I mean, I'm not complaining, but...
No, definitely not. So it opened with Ranboo at his house with Michael with the axe. I'm still sus of that. And then later it shows him with the bee.
Yeah.
And it's like so foreshadowing for what Ranboo wants to do with that later. He goes to talk to Foolish. While he's with Foolish, he starts to see lessons pop up. The first one was lesson 14, and it was saying, if you have the opportunity to gain a favor, take it. Which I still don't know if these are him telling himself that, or if it's somebody else telling him.
It's Dream.
I do think it's Dream. Yes.
All of these lessons sound distinctly like things Dream would say.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Ranboo mentions he's been doing experiments, and then we later find out he's been doing them on himself. Another message pops up, lesson 27, do not reminisce on what you have lost, for it will weigh you down. And yeah, that is definitely something Dream would say. Like, 100%. Yeah. He is very, like, worried about Dream. And then goes to the prison. And then he says that he needs to tell people about his underwalking state. And then lesson 67 pops up and says never fully trust anyone. Experiments have been going well, he says, but he didn't think there would be side effects. And that makes me believe that he is testing on, like, he's obviously testing on himself, and he's doing something he doesn't really know about, so I think it would be beneficial for him to talk to somebody, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Problem is, it's like when he was talking to Sam, you realize like it wasn't that he didn't want to tell anyone, he like physically couldn't say it.
Exactly. And like, is that because he doesn't, like, he can't? Is that because Dream's like controlling him not to? Or is it
hard to know?
Yeah, I think it would be kind of cool if it's like Dream has been getting like more and more complete control over Ranboo, and eventually he's just going to be able to mind control him, basically.
Yeah, it's not like Ranboo's not going to have like his own free will after a time.
Like,
that scares me though.
And then because we know how Dream is, and Dream can be kind of scary sometimes. Then let me see. He goes to the prison, and then lesson 67 pops up on the way there, and it says, "Leave no evidence of what you have helped with." And that, I think, is about the community house but I'm not sure. It could be about other stuff that he's done that we don't know
Unless
about.
it's about.
Then,
And then he goes and begs Sam to put him in prison.
yes, and he kept saying, like, I was trying to control it. I don't want these. And, like, he's trying to control the ender walking, which is making it worse. I think that's what he was, like, hinting at.
Yeah.
Lesson 94 comes up and it says, do not let them know what you have done, which in that one, it, like, has it on the screen and then it pops up on a book. You see it on a book.
Yeah,
instead.
and like freezes.
Yes. And, like, that, this is the only lesson that shows up in a book. So I feel like it's his fourth book that's missing that all these lessons are in.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what if Dream has the fourth book? He's been writing these lessons in the fourth book, and they're somehow going to Ranboo because the fourth book is connected to Ranboo. Like telepathically or something.
Oh.
That would make sense. That would also be really creepy.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say is that I heard a theory where people like tried to figure out why these numbers were important, and someone said like each number was like a specific day that Dream was in prison that was like important. Like the first one was like 14 or something. And I think that was the first time Tommy went to visit Dream or something. Like every day had significance. Yeah. Every day was like a significant day with something Dream in prison, except for day 94. That was the day of the Red Banquet. Right. That was the 94th day Dream was in prison, and that was the Red Banquet.
And that was the lesson, do not let them know what you have done.
So
he said there were only 93.
Yes, and I was watching that, I'm like, is he accidentally saying 93?
No, I saw something on Twitter.
Yeah.
He wasn't accidentally saying 93.
No, like he was purposely saying 93 because Ranboo, like out of character Ranboo, like streamer Ranboo, he has been practicing this and like working on this for so long. I was like, that is not. He would not make that mistake.
Yeah. So
I think that is definitely why. So why is he only saying there's 93 though? Just because he doesn't.
Well, if it goes by the theory that I heard, and it's like the days in prison, like the 93rd day he was in prison, that would have been the day the lessons started popping up.
True.
Because that was one day before the Red Banquet.
Yeah.
So
I don't
know. Other people have also been saying it's coordinates. The numbers might be coordinates.
People analyze these things so much. Oh my.
We do.
Yeah, we do. Probably just random numbers.
Yeah, in all honesty, but probably not. Ranboo's he plans out these things. I highly doubt it's just random numbers.
Sure, Ranboo loves his cryptic messages.
He does.
Everything has to have a reason.
Yes.
A significance.
So after he sees do not let them know what you've done, I wrote down something. He said it was the fourth book, and then it was for the greater good. And so he even mentions right there that it was the fourth book. So like, that's also what like makes me believe that these things are written in the fourth book, and then Dream probably has them, which I don't know. Then he goes to the prison. He's trying to convince Sam to let him in. Sam tells him no, because he doesn't want anybody to break Dream out. He tells Sam that he's not trying to get into the cell with Dream, but he wants to just be put into the prison. And Sam just keeps refusing. And then Sam tells him to go back to Snowchester with Michael and Tebo. And then,
which I was like, no, don't do that.
No, especially after he had the axe out at the beginning, and then when he saw the bee.
Scared me so much.
Yeah, no, definitely. Especially since everybody's like on edge because they think that we have an idea that that's what he's gonna do. It's terrifying.
I was freaking out.
And then he tells Sam that he's caused this, that Sam is gonna be like, this is Sam's fault basically. And then he says there's one thing that can give me answers. I know what to do. And then he's been trying to figure out the Enderwalking. He goes back to his house, makes splash water bottles, types in his do not read book, what am I? The screen goes black, and then the smiley face comes up, but this time it's all purple. As he's splashing himself with the water.
Scared me.
It's, yeah. The music choice in this one was so good. That's really all we've had from that. And then on the 28th, he opens the book again. But this time it's like filled out, and it says
probably by Enderwalk.
Yes.
Or Dream, but I doubt that.
I think it's Enderwalk, Ranboo, but it could also be Dream because I don't know. It says, I'm someone who stops conflict, which Ranboo kind of avoids conflict. I need to make sure that if any conflict arises, to try to help in any way possible, make sure that everyone is safe, stop conflict, make the server better. This is what I need to do, trust me. And I don't know, that does not seem... It seems like a Ranboo thing, but doesn't seem like a Ranboo thing, because Ranboo doesn't enjoy conflict. But he does also want to make the server better. So I think it's just kind of like an inner battle between him. But he does...
so complicated.
Yes. But he does also... Ranboo does want to make sure that everybody knows it's not like a dissociative identity disorder. Like, it's not that. It's not like an inner battle. It's not two different personalities. Like, this is something else. Which I think is important when I'm talking about this. Yeah,
it's so confusing.
It is, and it's just gonna get better. And then I think we were talking about this yesterday. We were talking about it with some of the people in the Discord about how he said that upcoming lore is gonna make us not sympathize with Ranboo's character anymore, which I think is gonna be super fun. I'm so excited. I love angst.
Me too, but I'm scared.
Yes. And then it gets into the Red Banquet. So the Red Banquet's a few days later. There's a meeting on the 22nd, which was like the day before the Ranboo lore. And it's between Hannah, Puffy, Sam, and Foolish. I believe it was just the four of them, right?
Yeah, that was just the four of them with the meeting.
Yes, they went to a meeting, decided that they didn't trust the Eggpire, and they were going to bring weapons and armor and hide it in there because they weren't allowed to bring that. And then they go. Everything seemed fine at the beginning, but I mean, as viewers, I feel like we were all kind of skeptical, as well as most of the people there.
I mean, Dad said too many times it was an event to die for, that all of us, that we were just going to be like, oh yeah, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, no, I feel like we all knew this was going to happen, or something similar to this was going to happen.
Yeah, I wasn't shocked when the lava...
No, definitely not. So they were partying, did toasts. Foolish, Puffy, like a few of them did toasts, and then as Bad was doing the toast, lava dropped, trapped them all in. They, Puffy, Sam, Foolish, they were all like, oh yeah, we expected this. Open the chest and it's gone. Everything's empty. And Hannah was a mole and like told the Eggpire about it. And so they all had all the armor and everything. Sam was like, well, we were prepared for you to do that, and then tried blowing up the egg. It didn't work. It was all obsidian and crying obsidian. It's because they put up defense over the egg now. And then...
Makes me question how they did that.
I have no idea. I have no idea. And then they are like, okay, well, time to start killing all of you because we need to do sacrifices. So they take Eret. Foolish steps up and is like, no, don't kill Eret. Tries to use his like god powers to like lightning bolt it, and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So the egg
like represses him.
And then so then they decide to kill Foolish instead. They end up killing Foolish. Then Quackity shows up and is like, Bad, stop, what are you doing? And then they talk to Quackity and they're saying like, why would you just bring yourself? You need a whole army. And then Techno shows up with all his dogs, which I think is awesome.
That was
That
amazing.
It was
That was such a
awesome.
good scene.
So awesome. So he shows
I was
up.
so.
It was Techno's so good at those kind of things. Like I love that that's his character. His character just shows up at the perfect time.
Those logging in at the perfect moment. He's just always gonna do that.
Yes, he's just awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. I liked the dynamic between them because their characters don't like each other. So I think it's fun.
They really, I love that they played into the whole, like, I hate you, but I have to work with you anyway, so I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah, that was so good.
For the greater good, it was good. And then they're like, well, we have more people still. And then Purpled shows up, which I think is so fun. Because Purpled, and he delivers a line very similar to Pun's. So they're canonical brothers, not actually yet, but hopefully one day they'll say that.
They are. That's my headcanon on saying they're brothers. I don't care what anyone else says.
And then they still had one more person, so Puffy goes and kills Ant Frost for killing Foolish.
Yeah.
Can I just say the way that Quackity gave Puffy that axe was so smooth.
I didn't even notice.
So slick. We didn't even see it.
I didn't even notice, in all honesty.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. After I went back and rewatched it, I noticed how he was like, he told everyone to look at the egg, so they all turned around, and then he just handed her the axe.
It was awesome. So well planned. And then they all start trying to kill him. The egg pyre runs away. And now Sam is in control with the egg, and he wants to put it somewhere. We don't really know where, I don't think yet. Maybe the vault.
He said he wants to build a prison. But I don't know how.
Him and his prisons, man.
Yeah, he just likes his prisons.
Just likes building prisons.
I was confused how he would do that, though, because the egg kind of... I don't know how you would build a prison for an egg.
How is he gonna, like, move it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have...
Like, you can't just... Yeah.
No idea.
I personally think it's gonna hatch before he can get a chance to do anything with it.
Yeah.
Most likely, yes.
Or in the middle of doing something with it.
Question is then, what is it gonna hatch?
My guess is a dream.
Dreaming, yeah.
I think it's what's gonna be controlling all the dreams, like with Fundy and stuff.
That's right.
Like seeing those, I think that's what's gonna come out of it. I think it's somehow related to the egg, but it's also not gonna be the egg.
Because the dreams did start coming up once the egg got more.
Yeah, and Fundy can't tell dreams from reality. So
he also said something about Fundy. I'm pretty sure said something about how it is a dream and egg. So I think I don't know if I.
What do dreams even look like? Like, do we know?
No, we have no idea what they look like.
We've seen one dreamin', but that was like before they legit had this be like canon.
Yeah.
Back in the day when Fundy and Tubbo were hunting dreams.
Well, and Sapnap as well.
Yeah.
Well, it was just then it possessed Dream, so it just looked like Dream, but then we don't actually know what they actually look like.
No.
Yeah. Like, we assume they look like Dream. Like, darker?
Or something completely different.
Do they have a form?
I don't know.
Like a physical form?
No idea.
Yeah, these are all the questions we're asking ourselves.
Whoever's making these skins, I will pay you in high fives or dad jokes or something just to tell me what you're making. But yeah, so that's really the end of the banquet. Like, Puffy's sad and frustrated that they killed Foolish. She's now going on like a villain arc, kind of. She wants to like kill everybody who is involved with that. And then we get Foolish lore. Well, actually, we should talk about this. The Quackity Techno Purpled. I've seen a lot of people think that we know the one from Quackity's lore stream, the one on the hooded figure on the skeleton horse is Quackity. I feel like we all can come to that conclusion. People say Techno and Purpled are the others. I'm still not 100% sure about that one.
The thing is, even though Techno and Quackity decided, like, oh yeah, they're gonna work together to save everyone, I feel like they still hate they still try to kill, like, Techno still killed Quackity.
Yes.
They're not on good terms.
No, they just
no matter how. It was like, yeah.
they just had a common goal for this, so they I don't think it's techno and purpled, but I have seen a lot of people thinking it is. But now the foolish lore, not a whole lot, like when you try to summarize it for somebody, but he wakes up in his temple. He's kind of confused, doesn't really know what was happening. He didn't know if anybody was alive because he died, so he doesn't know if everybody else died or not.
Yeah.
He's trying to figure out what happened.
He hears the egg.
He doesn't know if anyone else survived.
Yeah, no, he's confused. He wants to find out if other people survived, but we don't know. Well, he doesn't know. He hears the egg talking to him about how the egg is older than him, how Foolish knows other names of the egg and all this stuff, and Foolish is confused, which another thing of memory loss.
Yeah, I was about to say another memory.
And then he goes to the Twitch Prime and like washes himself off, and the voice goes away for a little bit. Foolish has a lot more with the egg than we've seen already.
Yeah, I think it definitely has something to do with his past. I'm pretty sure, like his past and Eric's past. Like that past they were talking about with like the Wither Cult, I think it might have something to do with that. I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but the egg spoke the whole time. It spoke like normally, like not backwards like it usually does to people, except for like at the very beginning, just after he showed the clip of him dying, it said backwards, and I think it said something like, "You will not escape me again," or something like that, which I found really interesting.
But how did he escape him? Like the first time?
I was wondering if it was like the first time was like in the past, and this he's like, "Oh yeah, now you won't escape me this time." Or something.
I wrote down that everybody keeps moving onto Foolish's land, which I think is hilarious, and
that's hysterical.
It's probably not canon, like it probably doesn't have anything to do with lore, but I do think it's kind of suspicious that it was Bad Boy Halo, Ant Frost, and now Punk.
Yeah.
Who are
that's a little sus.
Eggpire.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That's
like they're making it seem like it's all just jokes, but immediately I'm like, Foolish, do not let Bad be here.
Do not Sandberg. No, I'm already getting bad vibes.
No, bad memories. No.
Bad memories, pun intended.
That was good. So I think that's something I highly doubt it has anything to do with it. I think they were just trying to be funny.
Yeah, after angst, they were like, "Now we need to be happy."
Yeah, but still, I don't trust Bad.
No.
I don't trust anyone in the Eggpire at this point.
No.
I don't trust anyone on the server.
Nope. Foolish is the only one I trust.
I don't trust any happy lore.
No. There is no such thing as happy lore anymore.
No, that is true. We're getting so much bad lore. When was the last time we got a happy bit of lore?
Silence.
I genuinely don't know. I mean, I feel like anything that happens on the server is kind of lore. It's just not like animatic lore or anything, you know? So
yeah, maybe
really
like
anything.
The last happy thing was like Ranboo and Tubbo like getting Michael, maybe? Or like
getting the mansion and stuff, I feel like that.
Maybe like I don't know.
Kanoko Kingdom, like, being built and stuff, and then we'll go in, like,
okay, well, Kanoko Kingdom brings up bad memories of, Carl, George telling Carl to tell Quackity, but because Carl time travels, he forgot to tell Quackity. That was just so sad.
It's so sad.
Why is everything sad now?
I don't know.
I don't understand how Sapnap would let that happen, though.
Yeah.
Like, if they were...
Maybe Sapnap doesn't know, though.
I don't know.
You know, like...
You think Sapnap doesn't know that George told Carl, but Carl forgot?
Well, not necessarily, but, like, they all moved out there, so Sapnap might not have even known that Carl didn't invite Quackity. He might have just thought, oh, Quackity was off doing something, because like I think they knew that
Quackity does that.
Yeah,
He just doesn't show up for a while.
Yeah, I think they knew Quackity was off doing his own thing for a little bit. And Sapnap and George just kind of assumed that Carl told Quackity, but he didn't, obviously.
He didn't.
And they just didn't know, and it's just, if you don't think about it, you're not gonna ask him, oh, did you tell Quackity about it? Like, I don't know, I feel like Sapnap just didn't realize.
Yeah, that's not something you would
bring up.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's probably where Sapnap lies, in all honesty, for canon.
Sapnap's like true neutral.
I mean, he's been on Dream's side, he's been on Tommy's side, like
he's been everywhere.
He's just in it for his own interest at this
Definitely. He does it. Yeah, he does it for whatever would benefit him the most.
The Sapnap lore where he visited Dream in prison, aka our last bit of Sapnap lore. That was just so upsetting. Like, I think it made sense when Dream told Sapnap to show the smile face to Ranboo, and that's when we realized that, hey, this triggers it, and now we're all afraid of smiley faces.
Yep.
It scares me.
Sounds about right.
I never use that smiley face ever.
It's so scary.
I kind of feel bad for my IRL friends because whenever they send me another smiley face,
just like,
I'm like, no, don't do that.
Every time
it's like shielding your eyes with a bright light.
Yeah. It's so funny. It makes
me
laugh.
Like a vampire.
Yeah. When your mom opens the blinds after you've been playing Minecraft for too long, it's like,
it's like,
But yeah, no, so that's happening. I'm excited for Foolish Lore, excited for wrapping up the egg pyre a little bit. And speaking
what's gonna come next?
No idea. But that's a good segue to the main writer now, or one of the main writers coming back.
No!
But first we need to get to that. We cannot talk about it without getting to that. So Tommy's lore. So good.
I don't want to talk about this.
This is probably one of like my favorite lore streams. In all honesty.
It was really good.
It was so good.
It was really good.
I still don't know how to feel about it.
I'm so conflicted.
I've rewatched it like 2 or 3 times now, just because like the acting.
I can't rewatch it. I just can't rewatch it.
But the acting in this one was so good. Like Sam.
Right. How does Wilbur go? How does Wilbur go from being a scared ghost to like
that was
Wilbur? Yeah,
he's so fast.
He's so good at it. Oh, I love Wilbur. I love him. I'm so happy he's back, guys. I screamed.
I know.
No.
I don't know how I feel about it. I don't think it. So I'm not happy that Ghost was gone, but I'm happy that Wilbur's back.
Ghostbird is gone.
And did you see what Wilbur posted on Reddit about Ghostbird?
No.
We can talk about that. We can talk about that.
I did.
Oh my! It makes me so sad. But so basically, it starts off with Tommy going to his little tower thing, and they've like completely changed their plan, like off screen. And originally, they were gonna like blow up like the prison to get into it with TNT and stuff, but now they have a plan to send Ghostbird in.
And then they realize that it's made out of obsidian, so that won't help.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then
like 10 layers of obsidian.
Yeah. So they send Ghostbird in and have Tommy be invisible, which Tommy.
It wasn't a bad plan, except for the fact that Tommy is the one
going invisible. Yes, Tommy.
The worst hider on the server.
We know Tommy and being invis. He tends to get a cold a lot when he's invis, trying to hide from people.
Or
he's a little trigger
desperate need to eat apples for some reason.
Oh my gosh, he's so funny though. Like what? He's like the only one I can watch lore with a face cam on, because I think he is so funny watching him actually react. Like, it's hilarious. I love him. But
I also like. Oh, go ahead.
No, go.
I was just thinking, like, people like Puffy, like at the Red Banquet, they turn their face cams off.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that's so interesting.
It's
really cool.
Something I noticed Puffy would do is also she went into like I think it's F1 mode, where you don't see your hotbar either. Which I think makes it feel even more immersive, because that's what you see in real life. You know, if you're looking out, you don't see that.
You don't see a hotbar.
It also gets them more to character, if anything, probably. Like, having people watch your face the whole time might be a little hard.
Yes.
But, like, when you have your face cam off, like, you're not worried about, like, the expressions that you're showing, really. Because I know, like, when we're doing lore on our server or whatnot, like, I know I make weird expressions. Like, when I'm talking, I'm like, huh? Like, my eyebrows go down and whatnot. But, like, that might be uncomfortable for them on the face cam. So I do like that.
Yes. I enjoy it. I like that they do that, too, just because it, like you were saying, it's nicer for them. And it makes it more immersive. But Tommy, I don't know, Tommy just gets so into it, like, he'll, like, actually, like, freak out a little bit when he coughs or something, or if Sam, like, turns around and looks at him. I just think it's hilarious. And, like, Tommy, stop coughing, just mute. I mean, I know he's doing it just for comedic effect and stuff.
Yeah, and also just for, like, realism, you know.
But, so he goes in with Ghostbur, and they bring Friend, and they have to leave Friend in the nether part of the nether portal, which is kind of sad. Ghostbur's really bad at lying. And
it doesn't make sense why Tommy would bring someone who's known for telling the truth into the prison.
I think it's just because, like, Tubbo's not allowed in. Ranboo's not allowed in.
He's like the most innocent person on the server. Why would you expect Ghostbur to have anything like breaking out Dream? No one would ever suspect that. Only problem is Ghostbur can't lie to, like,
it's I would say Ghostbur can't lie to save his life, but that's, you know, kind of in poor taste there.
Too soon.
Sorry.
But so they go in. Sam goes through the whole thing. I feel like we've gone through the prison so many times now. I do think it's funny though, because there's one point. So obviously Sam's watching Tommy's live stream, you know, just to see like what's going on. But there's that one spot
where they are.
Yeah, there's that one spot right before the water like tunnel thing, and he accidentally stayed too far outside of the room, so when Sam closed the door, he was stuck on the other side. And I think it's hilarious that Sam thought of this like on the fly, and he like hit the lever to open it again, and then he's like, oh sorry, I hit the wrong lever. And like he did that so perfectly. I was like, go you, Sam, good job, you were watching and made sure.
Oh my gosh.
But then
just really clever.
Tommy like silently panics.
Yeah, he like messages Ghostbur, and then Ghostbur sits there trying to like open it and stuff, and I was like, Ghostbur,
Ghostbur. What if Tommy's invis and fire res ran out? Like, would that just be a blooper?
Probably, yeah. But I think that's why he drank it, because he still had like 2 minutes or something on like his invis or one of the things, and I think that's why. Yeah, because that would be a pretty bad blooper. In front of 600K, 620K viewers, like.
Oh yeah.
I think that'd be.
Dream would have to like fly out of the prison cell, go into creative, do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Give Tommy some invis potions.
Like
nothing ever happened.
No, that wasn't part of the script.
No, that wasn't part of the script.
So they go, and then they're getting to the final thing finally, and Tommy is an idiot and pulls out his axe like a second too early.
Yeah.
And Sam
the lava was already falling.
Sam was just like,
that
who is
true.
Next to you, Ghost? Who is next to you?
Yeah.
It was scary. Sam's warden voice is so scary.
It definitely was. I don't know.
I don't know, he scares me when he gets angry.
We were talking about this last night we were playing some Bed Wars and just like talking about this, and
I was there.
Yeah, we were talking about who we're all like apologists for, and I was like, honestly, I'm like an apologist for everybody. Like I will find
a reason to defend all of them.
Yeah.
I feel like if we saw everything from Dream's point of view, Tommy would be the villain.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Like if Dream streamed more often, I don't know if we mentioned this in the first one that I was in, but I think definitely everything would flip.
Oh, it would.
Yeah.
It's all
like,
about
I feel like
perspective.
I also feel
we would
like
have Dream apologists would have more of a reason. Like,
right.
Yeah.
He doesn't stream because he wants all of his friends to get the views.
Exactly.
But
And
it
he
would
wants
just be
someone
so,
to be like a villain.
right. It would just be so interesting to see the tables turning.
Yeah.
You know, right? Like if no one in Lemanberg streamed, we wouldn't know their perspective and we would assume they were the villain. That's just so cool.
I mean, just think about like when you really take out that we like Lemanberg and stuff, just think about what they did. Like Wilbur just came on, decided to start a drug nation. He started a nation in Dream's land. And it's like, nope, you're not allowed to be here. You have no control over this. That's going to make you mad. It's like somebody coming into your house and like claiming a room, you know, and being like, you can't come in here. This is my place. You have no power here. It's like, okay, that's kind of stupid because it's my place, you know?
Yeah. See, that's the problem. It's from whoever's point of like perspective you're watching, you can come up with reasons for them like being the hero,
Exactly.
like being the protagonist.
And I feel like that's why a lot of people who are like way anti-Dream character Dream like apologists and stuff, I feel like majority of them just watch Tommy and like Wilbur and like Ranboo. But if you watch like other perspectives, you're like, okay, I mean, I see where they're coming from.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm an apologist for everyone.
Yeah, I can come up with reasons for basically every single character on the server.
But I talk about this because Sam does some pretty questionable things here. He makes Tommy get back on the little bridge to come over and leaves Ghostbur over with Dream. Granted, the netherite block. Yeah, no, I was like, Sam, what are you doing?
Everyone hates Sam now.
I don't like him.
I can't hate him.
Yeah, I can't.
You can't hate him, but you can't like him either.
We
don't know. Oh, go ahead.
No, I don't like him in the way that I used to, but I'm not like angry with him because if you think from his perspective, he thought everything was fine, and then you finally get to this cell block where he saw Tommy die over there. And he feels so responsible for Tommy's death, and then he sees Tommy betray him again, like betray his trust, and come invis. You're gonna automatically start freaking out because you were sworn to not let anybody else into this place, right? Like Tommy told him, don't let anybody in. He just let somebody in, so he's already probably feeling bad about that. And then he sees Tommy here betraying him. And he's just gonna freak out. It's just it's a natural human thing. You're just gonna freak out when something happens that you're not expecting, when it's this high risk with Dream right there. Like,
see, I agree with you. The only problem is that, like, I think after, like, okay, yeah, he found out Tommy was there. Like, he brought him back over the bridge. But then he could have sent the bridge over again to get Ghostbur. Let's send Tommy again.
I agree.
Then he just refused and, like, trapped Ghostbur, basically, like, on the other side of the lava.
That is the part that's the part I don't like that he did. But again, it's like in the heat of the moment, what is he gonna do? He sees people, he sees somebody who just broke in, and every single, it's like a confirmation bias kind of, or like he is expecting this one thing to happen. He's expecting somebody's gonna break in to get Dream out, not break in to kill Dream. You know? So he sees somebody breaking in, and he's just gonna think that automatically that they're gonna try to break Dream out, even though it's not true. I don't know. I do not agree with what Sam did. His character Sam did.
Yeah.
But I don't. He was stupid. He could have sent that back. He could have just had Ghostbird come over with Tommy. Like, it was a very dumb move. But I also can't get mad at his character for doing this. Yes, he was acting impulsively. And does Tommy not do that? Like, Tommy does that all the time.
No, Tommy does. Yeah.
Techno does it all the time. Everybody does it all the time, but it doesn't matter as much. But when it's like, I get it. Like, Ghostbird's cute. But again, people who are getting mad at like actual Sam, like content creator Sam, we all knew Ghostbird was gonna leave at some point. Wilbur was gonna come back. He has said it multiple times.
It was inevitable. It was literally inevitable.
It was.
It's just like, like every most, okay, I shouldn't say all, I should say most. Most of the Dream SMP Twitter, sub-Twitter, wanted Wilbur to come back.
They did.
Right? Yeah, including me.
Yes.
So, yeah. So it was like, it was bound to happen because like you saw those art things like day one of drawing Wilbur until he comes back, like that just I hate to say it, but Dream is just such a good puppet master.
So good.
Yeah.
Like, he's just so good.
He's so good. Like, I am a psychology major, so like I learn about like manipulation tactics and stuff, like what people do to manipulate. And I watch him and I'm like, this guy is so good at it. He like knows what he's doing. I'm not saying that he manipulates people in real life and stuff, but I'm like, he knows. But I also see the same things in like Ranboo with like trauma and stuff. I'm like, these guys are doing their research on how.
Yeah, they're really good at this.
Yes, like how people act when they are being manipulated, when they manipulate, when they have all this trauma. They are acting like exactly like it, and it just makes me so happy. I'm like, this helps me with my school. Like, I know what they're doing.
Yeah, imagine if you had to find a person who like manipulates people, right? Like, just choose Canon Dream.
Yes, yeah, like, no, exactly. We were talking about something in my cognitive psych class, and I was like, oh, this is exactly what happens on the Dream SMP. So I like use that, and it helped me like get it right on the test and everything. I'm like, I know what I'm doing now. But
Dream SMP really be helping us out here passing college.
Legit. I mean, it helps with history. Like, I know so many people who talk about how they know like American history now because of like the first.
Because of Ranboo.
Yeah, like. I don't know, I just think it's so funny, like...
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so... Sam, I'm kind of mad about, because he was being stupid, but I'm not angry. I'm upset, but I'm not angry.
I'm mad at him, but I also get where he's coming from.
Yes. Like... So then, Sam, this scene is, like, one of my favorite, like, it's so underrated. Nobody talks about it. Because everybody talks about like later on when Wilbur actually gets revived, but like Sam and Tommy's
understandably.
Oh yeah, understandably.
Can we just talk about the acting? Can we just talk about the acting in that stream?
Sam's acting got so much better.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that scene where they were like yelling at each other, and then I don't even have words.
And then when Tommy was like counting with Ghostbird, like that scene, I was like, that was so. Which I have like a headcanon kind of like, what if that's what Tommy did when he was in exile? He would count 1 to 10, like he would sit there with Ghostbird and just count. Like that makes me so sad.
That's so sweet.
Like that's what he would do to calm down when he was in exile or growing up with Wilbur. When went during the wars and stuff, if he was stressed out about stuff.
Hey,
yeah, okay.
Isn't it cute? I think that's such a good headcanon. Because like, why would he do that? How did he think to start counting?
Yeah.
And like in that calm voice. And then Sam goes in and is like, shut up, stop counting. It made me laugh so hard.
Shut up, Sam.
It made me laugh so hard. I was like, Sam, good job.
Pog through the pain.
It was funny. But then, so Dream leaves the server, right?
Yeah.
And then comes back. And Tommy kept being like, he can't change his skin in there, can he? And I was like,
I'm pretty sure he crashed, didn't he? I thought I heard someone say he like crashed. Dream's computer crashed.
That's what I thought. I thought he crashed but they didn't talk about it. And he came back with a book in his hand, though. Which obviously he had the book in his hand before, but people think that was on purpose, ominous. And he left. That's ominous. Which I saw a TikTok and it was talking about how, well, if he left to go get the book, that means he can leave the prison and he has access to other places.
No. Uh-oh.
Which I think is kind of sus.
Uh-oh.
And then I think it was a TikTok or a Twitter thread or something, but it was talking about how Sam, like, it was talking kind of about how, like, Sam is helping Dream, like, in a way. I can't remember exactly what it was talking about, but it was talking about how, like, Sam knows Tommy isn't trying to break Dream out. And
he's keeping him alive.
So he's keeping him alive because he told Quackity not to kill Dream, but then he tells Tommy, like, not to. So why is he keeping Dream alive? What does Dream have over Sam that I don't know where I'm going with this, but that was a really good, like, point. Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Something to think about. Like, is Sam protecting Dream? Why is Sam protecting Dream?
That's actually a good point.
Yeah. So I don't know. So then Dream kills Ghostbur, and we barely see it at the bottom of the lava thing. And it's really sad because before going in, Ghostbur, it was like, they're not going to revive me, right? And Dream immediately is like, I'm going to revive him if you don't let me out. And then...
But that is something that I noticed. And I was thinking, like, Ranboo was there when the Ghost was like, oh, I hope they don't revive me kind of thing. What if he was like, not ender walking, but if Dream could, like, see it from his perspective, so he knew straight away the one thing Ghostbur doesn't want is to be revived. Yeah. I don't know if that's just being paranoid.
No,
or if that's like...
I feel like we never know when Ranboo's in Enderwalk state and not. Because, like, there's so many things that seem like he's there, but he's not actually, like... I don't know. I think that's definitely a possibility, that or Dream just... But yeah, no, why would Dream know that Ghostbur didn't want to get revived? That's a good point.
I don't know.
So then they leave. Sam's really mad at Tommy. Sam tells Tommy he's never allowed to come back, that he's gonna, like, kill him, basically, if he comes near the prison again. And Tommy's just mad at him. Which I love the Sam and Tommy dynamic. I think they are very... Yeah. That's another thing, like, Sam is just protecting Tommy. And then they leave. Tommy gets all the Ghostbur's things, which isn't a whole lot. It was just, like, a fish and a, like, lead, I think. And then he goes back through and Friend is sitting there, and then he's sad. And brings Friend back through, and Ranboo and Tebo are at the entrance, and they question where Ghostbur went. And this part, I, like, screamed. I knew this was happening. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. And he's like, you don't understand, like, Ghostbur's gone. They're like, well, he's a ghost, he's already dead. He's like, no, he's bringing back Wilbur.
Like, it's not that he's dead, it's that Wilbur is back.
Which kind of shows that Tommy knows how to bring people back, too. If he knows that, he's gonna...
I mean, he was revived. I'm pretty sure he'd have, like, at least some sort of idea how Dream, how Dream did it.
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't know how to do it himself.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's... I feel like we all saw this coming. We all knew Wilbur was going to be coming back. And then... for a little bit, like, while they were walking over to Lamberg, and he's like, oh, he's gonna come back where he died. I was like, how is he gonna get there in time? Because he's in the prison right now, like, Wilbur's in the prison. And then I was like, duh, he's gonna respawn. Like, they break the bed, respawn. He shows up in at spawn, and he hurries and runs over. Like, I was like, duh, that makes sense. But so they're walking over, and Ranboo has never, like, interacted with a live fur like Wilbur. So he's kind of confused. Tebo's kind of quiet, because Tebo was always quiet with Wilbur. He wasn't very assertive, I guess.
He was careful around Wilbur. Wilbur's like his idol.
Yeah, and Wilbur is very manipulative and very not abusive, but abusive.
I think Tommy was a little too comfortable with Wilbur.
Agreed. There were
I don't know if that was just like an acting plot hole or whatever, but I think with like that amount of planning that went into that stream, I think it was a little too comfortable for him being back. And I get they met each other in the afterlife for what was it, like 3 months for Tommy?
3 months, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think he was a little too comfortable.
And
because he was like, here, take the tool. Like,
yeah, no, like I also thought this, but I was just in the moment I was so happy that Wilbur is back because one, I love his new skin. I love the white streak in his hair. Wilbur's acting is so good. And like as they're walking over to the place, I saw the hole. I was like, oh no, Wilbur's gonna think he did this. And he did.
He did. He's like, did I do this?
And they're like, well, no, not exactly. And then he's still very possessive. He goes, this is my sunrise. And I was like, okay. Yeah. But yeah, no, I agree, Bubbles. Like, I've seen a lot of theories about, even back in the day, like when Tommy first got revived and how he immediately was like, don't revive Wilbur, don't do it, blah, 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 right to Dream. Why would he tell his abuser and this guy who wants to see...
he's clearly not going to do what he wants.
Yeah, like, why would he tell him that? And people back then were like, oh, they might have teamed, like, in the afterlife. Wilbur might have been like, oh, yeah, like, I'll help you, whatever. But...
And that... Sorry to cut you off.
No.
But the clip in the afterlife I remember from Tommy's stream, it was him and Wilbur talking, and they were being completely friendly. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, friendly.
They were talking about like solitaire and stuff.
Yeah, like they were like, but like it was like the clip, like it was black screen. It was like Wilbur like, this is like stupid. Like I'm annoyed with you. Like whatever it is. But, like they were like not like fighting.
No, they were just being like brothers.
Yeah, like it wasn't like how they were when he died.
No, definitely not.
And especially when he got brought back, he acted like it was a bad thing. But then when he walked over, he was like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
The mood went from one to another, and I think they have something planned with that.
I do too. I definitely, like you were saying, I don't think it's a, like, fault in Tommy's acting, because Tommy is actually a pretty good actor and pretty good at expressing emotions. So I definitely don't think it was that. I think they have something, or it was just like Tommy, the character Tommy, just in so much shock that it's like legit that this guy's actually back. But I don't know. I like the angst. I want like bad.
I want it, but I don't want it.
I think
I want it so bad, but I don't.
I think it would be so cool if they can double team against Dream.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
I think it's really cool that Wilbur talked about how his limbo was different than Tommy's. How his limbo was being in a train station.
I love that so much. That's canon. Wilbur's limbo.
And I think it was
Wilbur's limbo for City gave me asthma. That's such a good. Oh my god.
And there was an animator, one of the bigger animators, not like Saddest.
It was Channel Without Name.
Yeah, and a little while ago, they made an animation that they were in a train station and Tommy came. And
it was just after Tommy died, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was like it was the day or two after that, and then Wilbur brought that up. It was like, oh my, that was awesome, good job. But I don't know, I love that. I love that they talked about that. But what made me really sad is when Wilbur said that Ghostbur is now there.
Yeah, Ghostbur has been in limbo for like almost half a year.
It was like 6 months, and Wilbur said that he can see what his loved ones are saying on the little like the dot board or whatever that tells you that kind of stuff. So when Ranboo goes and tells Phil that Ghostbur is gone, and Phil says, "Oh yay, I never really thought of Ghostbur as my son anyways," like Ghostbur saw that.
Oh no!
And it makes me so sad.
Oh no!
It's so sad.
Yeah.
But see, the question then is Ghostbur's limbo different from Wilbur's limbo?
Oh my
Because if everyone,
gosh.
because is
Wait,
Ghost
wait,
like
wait,
a
wait, wait.
separate being, or
We don't know.
I think they traded places.
Yeah, they
I think
traded places.
That's what.
Wait, what if? Okay, so your city game miasma is like a red kind of theme, right?
Yeah.
yeah, it's red and blackish.
What if Ghostburst is blue? Is a friend.
Mm.
You know? Hmm?
I don't know.
It could
I'm
be.
still confused about the Wilbur Ghostburst thing. Like, are they like? Because they're still like part of the same person.
Yeah.
Because like Wilbur mentioned having like Ghostburst memories, but then they're like two different beings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, because
confusing.
he said that Dream was the conductor. He saw Dream as like the conductor and dropped off Ghostbur, and then he got on the train and came back. So like,
Yeah.
I feel like they just traded spaces, like spots, because they are kind of the same person, you know?
Yeah.
So does that make it so Wilbur's not 100% alive again? Is he gonna have limitations?
Right.
Ooh, that's actually a really good question.
Like,
But if
Maybe
Wilbur
that, like-
and Ghostbur had the trade spots, what happened with Tommy? Why could
exactly.
he just come back?
That's why That's why I think that Wilbur's gonna have limitations, because Tommy didn't have a ghost. There's no phantom.
There's no ghost in it.
Yeah, there's no ghost in it. So I feel like there might be limitations, or ghosts, or like Wilbur's not gonna have any happy memories. He's not gonna be happy ever.
What if Wilbur like can't press buttons or hold a sword because he got killed by his father's sword and he blew up L'Manberg with a button? What if he can't like interact with things that were around at the time of his death?
That'd be interesting. Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, we should talk about yesterday's lore as well.
Yes.
Or the Philza Fundy lore.
Yeah, so Philza got on after he found out about Ghostbur dying and Wilbur being back. And then he goes from Ranboo. Yeah, from Ranboo. Ranboo told him. And then Fundy. So Philza tells Fundy, and Fundy's kind of like freaking out already. He's already kind of like, I don't know what's real.
Understandably.
Yeah, 100%. And then when he was talking about how in his dream he saw Wilbur, right? He saw Wilbur in the van when he was and then Fundy was younger. I was like, oh no, he's gonna think this whole thing is a dream too.
Wait a minute. Oh god, that's true.
Because he's not gonna know what's reality and not.
That's awful.
Yeah, and so Philza and Fundy go to the Leman hole, trying to see if they can find Wilbur. They don't see him. They're talking, and then Fundy tells Philza that a lot of the things that Philza knows about Wilbur are not true.
Yeah, apparently Phil's been receiving letters from Will when he was still alive.
He would, yes.
And that whatever Wilbur wrote in those letters were not all true.
He would write letters just keeping his dad up to date, you know, being like, oh, I started a new country with Tommy, blah, blah, blah. But he never mentioned that he lost the election. He's mentioned that he just stepped down, gave it to Tubbo, and then went and started a new country. He never told Phil he lost the election. He never told Phil about Schlatt. He never told Phil that Techno killed Tubbo. So, like, all these things that Techno believed are now not true to him.
Yeah, all these, like, horrible things that happened, he kind of just left out of history.
Yes, and I saw something talking about this, and they were talking about how, okay, yeah, like, but I don't think Wilbur was necessarily lying to him. Because they were like half-truths. I mean, he did give indirectly Tubbo the presidency, you know.
Yeah.
And
he did win the election, like the popular vote at least.
Yeah, like, that's the thing. So it was more, I saw it as Wilbur didn't want to seem like a failure to his dad.
Yeah, I mean, that's understandable. Like, I don't know, all these things are, like, indirectly his fault, and he didn't want to just openly admit it to his father.
No, exactly. And he I don't know. I feel like he just didn't want to seem like a failure, so he didn't tell him. And he was a very prideful dude. Like, Wilbur is very prideful. He thinks highly of himself, and so he doesn't want to seem like he failed.
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely going to cause some conflict between Phil and Techno, because he didn't know that Techno killed Tubbo. And then I don't know. I'm excited to kind of see that, get more Techno lore, because he's apparently
gonna cause a lot of like angst between him and Wilbur.
Yeah,
now
that too.
that Wilbur's back, he's gonna be like, "Why didn't you just tell me?"
Yeah.
On top of everything else they're probably feeling.
I'm so excited.
Me too.
I just thought it's funny.
I thought
it was funny because, like, Fundy and Phil are being all angsty and stuff, and then you go look at George's stream and they're riding around London or Brighton and stuff on boats or on bikes and taking pictures, running away from people. Like, I thought it was funny. I was like, good times.
It was great.
And then Fundy goes and blows up his house. Because he thinks I think it's because he thinks it's a dream. I don't really know.
I think he's still having like problems with distinguishing between dreams and reality.
Yep.
I mean, understandably.
And he's just kind of losing it because his dad, who died, is back now.
And
Fundy has
He's just trying to become like Dream. Come on.
Yeah, he idolizes Dream.
But yeah, no, I'm excited to see where Wilbur goes from here. He's such a good actor.
Yeah.
Good. There's a lot of possibilities now. Like, I feel like it kind of feels like the end of a season right now, but it's not.
Yeah, one of those seasons that end with a cliffhanger.
Yeah, like, I feel like this is the end of season 3, but I don't think it is, obviously, because they didn't say it is. But, like, I don't know. It just kind of feels like it is just... Or mid-season. Yeah. It's the mid-season break right now. It's halfway through.
Yeah. Oh, it's so frustrating. I don't want to wait for anymore. I just want the story to continue.
Usually when they end a season, like, they say they end a season.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the disc saga, Tupple's like, season 3, baby!
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So, like, I don't know. I know it's not the end of the season, but...
It's not. The story's not over.
No.
Yeah.
I feel like Wilbur's not gonna have too much like involved right now until the end of the season, though. Just so he can take.
There's so many possibilities of what Wilbur can do. Like,
yes.
One of the lines he said when he was revived was something like, "Oh, Dream saved my life. He's my hero."
He's my hero.
I'm scared. I don't know what he's gonna do.
He's not a very good hero to have, not gonna lie.
Yeah, bad role model, which
yeah. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm excited. I don't know when they're doing more lore. I'm excited I'm excited for Tales, which Carl posted something. Carl posted a picture of a train station, but I thought it was going to be like a space thing.
I'm so scared.
He might just be throwing us off because all of us want it to have something to connect to the whole revived thing. So he might just be like, "Oh, look at this train station, guys."
Or maybe like they have the space one done, and then this is going to be the next one, maybe. And they're just already building it?
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see. I'm excited. I don't know when it's happening because there's a lot of stuff going on with Carl right now, so we'll see. We shall see. Do you guys have anything else you wanted to talk about?
I saw something.
Yes?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
Alright. I saw something. It was about the in-between with Carl. Tommy said something about the in-between, I saw.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a TikTok or something. I might have sent it in the links, but
yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, he said something about the in-between, and people are thinking that he's the voice or the thing that was telling Carl to get out of there. Because he brought up something like the in-between is not a good place. Like, you don't want to go there. So, people were thinking, like, that's his limbo, kind of. Like, that's where he went.
Oh.
That would be cool.
And like, I know he said, like, it was, like, a black void, but I don't think that.
But isn't that what the other side? The other side is like, he just said it's like art and colorless.
It's like a castle.
So, it's actually possible.
Then Wilbur also said something about the other side. Wilbur said something about the other side. I can't remember what, but he did mention the other side. So.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I could see it being like Tommy being there, but it could also just be him. Like, I feel like he mentioned it was the other side, like back when he first got revived too. So I don't know. It could be connected. Could be just Tommy using that word.
Could be Tommy just throwing us all off.
Yeah. At the end of Wilbur just did a GeoGuessr stream, and he did say that he has lore like already written with Quackity. Yeah.
Quackity? Wait a minute.
Yeah, he said he has lore written with Quackity already. And I was like, of course, Wilbur, of course you have lore written already, but you've been back for like 10 minutes.
Quackity.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, should we theorize on that? Because that seems interesting.
I don't really...
What would you want with Quackity?
Maybe just like the revive book, just trying to get to Dream. That's what I was thinking.
Why would he want the revive book, though? He's like already alive again.
Because he knows the power of it? Yeah.
He wants power.
Oh, okay.
In Tommy's stream, when he first got revived, when we heard Wilbur talking, he seemed like he was talking about how he's like all-knowing, basically. He seemed very high and mighty. So I feel like he might be...
I mean, he's been dead for 13 years.
Yeah.
He probably learned something about death in that time.
Yeah. So he might be one of that. I don't really know, though.
Could it have something to do with the hooded figures that we saw first in Fundy's dream and then on Quackity's dream?
Could be, yeah. I know I've seen some people think that one of them is going to be Wilbur, which I could agree with.
I still don't know what they are doing, though.
Yeah, no, I have no idea. That's a hard thing. Like, some of the storylines are not as developed as others, so it's like harder to theorize.
Wilbur's character arc is very developed, though.
Oh, very, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay, anything else you guys wanted to talk about?
I think someone mentioned earlier that's where we're like tweeted or like posted on Reddit something.
Right.
Oh no.
That was just him talking about Ghostbur, talking about how Ghostbur's been in the train station for like 6 months and how he sees the messages from his loved ones. He was just trying to create more angst for us.
He said Phil's as made him like cry or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so it's just Wilbur being angsty and giving us more stuff
to
talk
Tommy
about.
streaming?
Tommy's streaming? Yeah, he is. It's not Laura, though.
Okay.
Wilbur and George are out right now.
Wait, what if
they're
every
posting
time
on Instagram?
What if every time Ghostbur cries in limbo, Revivebur cries?
Aww.
That would be so sad. I just saw that.
I feel like Wilbur's like that's gonna be one of the like limitations. He's not gonna have emotion.
Hey, oh no. That's gonna be really bad.
Yeah, I feel like
that's scary though. Like someone without emotion is scary.
Exactly.
I don't know.
It's like a sociopath.
Exactly.
Honestly, that's actually quite relatable, but we're not going to get into my mental health.
No.
But, no.
But yeah, no, I feel like, because Ghostbur was very emotional, would cry a lot, would get attached to Friend, Wilbur now doesn't care about Friend and all this stuff, so I feel like he's not gonna have emotions towards anything like.
And he's like, who the, and I quote, "Who the fuck is Friend?"
Yeah, and wouldn't
That's
take the blue.
so
Like
heartbreaking.
he was very I don't know, very, even like he's different from Wilbur from before he died. Because that Wilbur would still have like emotions and stuff, but this Wilbur has, from what we've seen, did not really seem to have many emotions.
Other than like crazed happiness.
Yes.
I think that by switching him out with Ghostbur, I think he's not allowed to act like Ghostbur. If this will make sense. Like if he acts like anything remotely like Ghostbur, like he could have changed completely, but if he shows that to other people, he's going back.
Yeah.
It's like, what if they do something like that? Like if because kind of like, or either they split him in two. Like it's not really just Wilbur. Ghostbur is also part of him, but they like split in death or whatever it is. So it's like his emotions are funneled into these two things. So one's
That's so
Ghostbur,
complicated on the Dream SMP.
Yeah, that'd be difficult.
So like, happiness, and then Wilbur, his like need for L'Manberg and being right and all this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely a possibility. And I mean, but Wilbur's like slowly getting Ghostbur's memories. Because like he like says that he started to remember Ranboo a little bit more. And I saw something, I think it was this morning, it was like, well, what if he remembers what, like, exile, and he tells Tommy to put his stuff in a hole?
No.
Yeah.
I could not do that. I could not do that.
I'm going to scream.
It made me really sad. I was like, oh no. But yeah.
I'm pretty sure, I don't know if someone mentioned this, but I'm pretty sure Ranboo like confessed a bunch of stuff like with his underwalk state to Ghostbur because he was like, oh yeah, Ghostbur's never gonna remember.
True.
But if Wilbur had Ghostbur's memories, he might know all that.
Yep. It's Wilbur has like such a wide like variety of things that he can do. He has an endless possibility of where to take the story now. And I feel like it's like really up to him. Him and Dream. I feel like Dream is also a really good like top writer right now too, so I feel like they're going to be working together. And,
Tommy and Dream actually wrote the prison arc. Like that was just so surprising.
And Wilbur loved the prison arc. He said that.
Yeah.
Like, he said that that was so impressive, and like it's like one of the best storylines on the server and stuff. So
it was so good.
Yeah. So if he's that impressed with like Dream and Tommy's writing, like can you imagine when they're together, like working together for legit now? This thing is gonna be like a legit TV show. This is a TV show.
Ranboo writes so much angst.
Like Ranboo getting in on it, like once they start working together with this. Oh my! This whole.
I'm mildly terrified.
We're also supposed to get Alyssa voice acted lines.
For a few lines, correct. Correct. It's just gonna be a few lines. Ponk doesn't want anybody to get their hopes up, but yeah, no, we're supposed to.
We're already getting our hopes up.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be like 2 lines. Yeah, so I think I'm excited. I don't know where that's gonna fit in because I mean, Alyssa was like kind of important at the beginning. She was
She was one of the people that started the whole thing.
Oh no, yeah, she was, and her and Sapnap, I think the first ever like war on the server with Tommy was because like Alyssa was involved in that. Like,
yeah, it was like Sapnap was mad at Alyssa or something, and
it was the first pet war. His pets died and stuff.
And then someone named Wilbur Sup came along and everything got taken to a whole other level.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now he's back.
Now
he's back, and they have a very huge audience watching this time. So
so much more popular.
Yeah, like
it's grown so much.
It's crazy to think, like, I was watching back when the elections happened and when we voted for who was gonna win and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it was like 200K, and they were freaking out about 200K people, like, voting in that. If they did that now, they would get probably close to, like, probably close to 1 million votes, in all honesty. Because 600K is only the people who watch live. And so, Techno once had, the day of Doomsday, Techno had over 800,000 viewers.
I was one of those.
Yeah, I was too. I watched that stream from his perspective. I was mad at Tommy at that point.
I did as well. Yeah, I was Techno, Team Techno at that point.
But, like, when he, like, between Tommy and Techno, they had over 1 million viewers, because Techno had, like, 800K, and Tommy had, like, 400 or 500K watching him. Like, it is so crazy how many people watch this.
Because I remember my first ever live stream that I watched was the festival.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I was shocked at how many people there were, like, watching at that time.
Yeah.
And now it's, like, almost, like, it's so much more.
No, it's crazy to think about.
First stream I watched live was November 16th.
Oh, sad.
That's a bad place to start.
It's the worst stream to watch live. Actually, wait, that's not true. Anyway, maybe.
Okay, well, I didn't start much better. I started when, like, the whole festival, so...
No, my first one was, like, my first lore live stream was, like, it was, like, legit lore, like, planned out and stuff, was the Carl's, like, first stream, when he was, the first stream he was on. It's the one when they're up in the courthouse and, like, doing the debates, and everybody was talking over Wilbur, and Wilbur got mad. That one.
The whole shouting.
Yeah.
The whole shouting debate, yeah.
That was the first, like, lore-heavy live stream I watched, but I had seen a few live streams before that. But it's crazy from back then.
We just talk about how it's gone from an SMP, or just a normal Minecraft SMP, to a country formed from a drug van.
Yep.
To a whole other level of roleplay.
Production.
To a whole ass movie.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's insane. They're crazy how fast the night changes.
I love how creative they all are too. Like like these are like unique storylines that you don't really see this exact thing happening anywhere else, like on any TV show. I mean, granted, it started off like Hamilton, but minus that, like I don't see this anywhere else.
It went from Hamilton to Heathers to Greek mythology.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, so I'm a huge Teen Wolf fan, like. And the train station, in season 6 of Teen Wolf, they had a train station where it was like the Ghost Riders, where when you go there, like everybody else forgets about you, basically. And like when he was describing this train station, that was the only thing I could think of. Like you can't get out all this stuff, and I was like, this is so cool, you know? Like
I love how they're able to incorporate stuff from other shows and plays and musicals and all that into the plot without actually referencing it. You know, like people make the connection, but they don't reference it. It's insane.
And like they're probably not. I mean, I can almost guarantee they're not going off of that. But but like a train station is very common in stuff like what they were talking about.
Yeah.
And
Limbo.
Yeah, and it's just like so nice. It's fun to see from like I enjoy reading, I enjoy writing and stuff, and it's just fun to see them use these like tactics in Minecraft roleplay, you know.
Right.
And then it's also funny when I see TikTok audios like trending, and they use like Tubbo saying, "All good things must come to an end eventually." You know that line. That line. People are using that for like legit, like really sad things on TikTok, and I just sit there and laugh at all of them because I'm like, this comes from a Minecraft roleplay when this green blob was trying to kill this guy's friend.
Minecraft roleplay.
This Minecraft roleplay when this homeless Teletubby was trying to kill two teenagers.
Two 16-year-olds. So funny. Oh, it makes me laugh so hard.
No, we can't forget. No. We we can't forget about the time that like the greatest warrior in the land was teasing a homeless Teletubby.
that stream was so good.
Oh, so amazing.
That was perfect.
I loved that stream. But yeah, no, I think it's so funny how big it actually is and how people who don't even know what Dream SMP is use audios and stuff from it because like these lines that they say are so
They're
good.
so raw.
Yeah.
So amazing.
So God.
Like they sound like lines from TV shows a lot.
Yeah, like if you just watch, let's say you just watch like a status animation, for example, you would think this is just like a fan animation of a legitimate TV show.
Yeah.
And you don't realize it's just from a Minecraft SMP.
No, I on TikTok there's a girl like recording her reaction to watching it because all her friends were like, "Oh, you need to watch Dream SMP." So she was like recording her reaction to watching it, and all you could do is like hear it, and everybody in the comments is like, it's kind of funny how if you aren't watching it. It like legitimately sounds like a show. Like
it sounds like a movie trailer.
Yeah, like in a legit like lore stream, like during like November 16th or October 16th, or I think it was October 16th. Like like November 16th, especially that one. Like if you're just listening to it and not watching it, it legitimately just sounds like a TV show.
Right. If we made a collection of all the raw, so beautifully said lines, you could write a book.
Oh yeah.
So many of them. Like, what's your personal favorite, guys?
There's a Twitter thread that I retweeted that I absolutely loved, and it has like all these really, really good quotes on it. So hold on, let me find it.
Yeah, just off the top of my head, I can't pick. There's so many, I don't even know.
I think most of them come from Wilbur.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
Wilbur's really good.
Wilbur does a lot. Really
I think
good
one of my favorites are I sowed the seeds of peace, yet I'm the one who pays for war. Who am I without you, yourself?
Oh, that one.
Unbroken.
Yeah.
What was another one? Oh yeah. A villain is just a hero you haven't convinced yet.
Yeah. I liked this one from Connor. Connor said this back the day that Tommy is unexiled, which again I think is so funny that Connor is so against doing lore, but this line, he goes, at the end of the day, I think you're a conflicted person, not a bad person, and I hope you find what you're looking for. And I absolutely love when he said that, at the end of the day, I think you're a conflicted person, not a bad person, and like that was exactly what Tommy needed to hear at that moment. Yeah. And I was like, Connor, you're so good, please.
Like, Connor, I don't care if you think you're not doing well, just keep saying lines like that.
Like, he has some pretty good lines, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
There's more. I don't know. There are so many good quotes.
The welcome home CCS one got me.
Yeah. No, that one was good. And then I also liked the one when Techno's like, I was there for you. I would fight the world for you, or I would have fought all of them for you. That one. It's so good. It's so good. And then not angsty one, but the Dreams quote when he's about to like fight, when he's wanting Tubbo to die, and he's like, like all heroes have a origin story. I loved that one.
Oh, that line just made me like, I don't even know what to say. I was just like, my mouth was like open.
Yeah, like that stream Dreams lines were so good. Okay, anything else you guys wanted to talk about? Good angsty stuff?
Not really.
Okay. Well, it was great talking to you guys again. Hopefully this one actually worked. Seemed like it was working earlier. This is the third episode of Crafting Lore, and goodbye, guys. I don't know when the next one will be. It depends on lore.
Yeah. I'll see you guys later.
Bye.
All right, bye.